So with this meter above my head, I'm absorbing the communication, or a very, very high percentage of it, as well as the attacks and transcranial stimulation. So you hear these very strong, deliberate, directed energy pulses that are being shot at my head continuously. So this is what the targeted person goes through, or anybody with the venous syndrome. It's not just one attack, I theorize. It's a continuation of pulses that constantly pulse you every single day. And I imagine there's thousands and thousands of people that are being hit with this that are oblivious to it. So I know for a fact this is what is causing my problems as far as the V2K, the vision blurring, the transcranial stimulation. All of that is happening here, as you can tell, coming in on this EMF. This range goes all the way up to 8 gigahertz and goes down to 200 megahertz. This was recommended to me by a building biologist that I paid to come out to my house, who guaranteed to me that an outside source is causing my health problems, and then also showed me how dangerous Wi-Fi units are. So Wi-Fi units will max out an EMF meter, and they can be modulated to be even more dangerous than that by how they're pulsing, how they're modulated. They can be commanded to hack to transmit toxicity into your house, and that's something whistleblower Dr. Catherine Horton's talked about, who's now married to William Binney, a famous NSA whistleblower. So this continuous radio frequency harassment is talked about on Targeted Justice. There's a lot of different places that it's talked about, but I'm having my brain state messed with right now. But here's proof of it. So that's the V2K that so many people are talking about. And it's like microwave auditory effect. So that's being transmitted in a modulated radio frequency message. It hits the human brain, and then it creates sound waves. So it's a physical assault that's causing concussions also, little mini concussions every single time I'm being pulsed in the head with this. It's causing nervous system damage. And that's something Dr. Len Baer talks about. He's got a diagnosis for a non-kinetic brain injury that was caused by these similar sorts of radio frequency weapons. So I get hit with this 24 hours a day. I've been hit in the head with this since 2015, and obviously the United States government and military and enforcement agencies are all involved with this and enabling this and affiliated with this and doing this. So like the FBI, for example, I know for a fact that they're directly involved in this. They're not going to tell every single person that works there about this. Probably, getting into the theory range right here. But there is a hell of a lot of documentation. You hear this resonance frequency, so they're messing up my brain state. That's by satellite too. So if this type of thing was happening, moral of the story, and the FBI wasn't okay with it, then they would stop it. Because why? Because they're the main place you go to if something bad is happening in the United States. So when a corruption this level is happening, which it obviously is, as you hear this humming happening, which is not a regular radio frequency activity, that's a resonance frequency that's being used as a weapon, being pulsed in that 8 to 10,000 value with a continuous beam fluctuating as well that has communication writing inside of it as well. So these are all 100% facts that this is happening, and that the FBI doesn't give a fuck if it happens. They're hiding their reports about it happening. The FCC is doing the same thing. Neither of them is investigating. And since they're taking money from taxpayers and from the United States government to protect the people is what they're supposed to be doing, but that's not what they're doing. For example, when you buy this meter, it comes with a card that says that the United States safety guidelines for radio frequency haven't been appropriately updated to reflect that biological damage occurs at much lower levels and at this range of radio frequencies. And that's something the United States FCC just doesn't talk about. But if you buy an EMF meter, that's one of the things that they give you in a card of information. So how is it that a company, a United States company, is publishing and selling a thing that says, hey, this meter is so useful partially because our government's so fucked they're not acknowledging what's actually harmful when they're rolling out more and more of the same exact technology. So that's starting to paint a picture of corruption? Because it does to me. And then what type of organization would look into the use of this type of thing used as a weapon other than the FBI or the FCC? Well, that's pretty much it, you know. And if they're going to have customer service representatives on the phone that don't accurately document what's going on, don't utilize the resources to actually start investigations that need to be happening, then that's either incompetence or deliberate manufactured corruption. And with something so serious, it's one or the other. That's part of the main reason why this has continued for so long. And when we've got Google suppressing searches of this, which happen daily, you know, Dr. Anna Maria Mahalcia has 265,000 subscribers on her Substack on this related topic, but Google wants to pretend that there are only a few hundred searches at any given country at any given time about the topics of remote neural monitoring, microwave auditory effect, voice to skull. It's just clearly manipulated search statistics, and I know for a fact I've searched that shit more in any month. So it's just sad that the same organization that is responsible for this has a director that is taking Air Force 2 to go on vacations 10 times a year, renting out entire villas. And the entire time they're hiding Hunter Biden's laptop. There's this type of corruption. There's the 3 FBI whistleblowers in May of 2023 that talked about a toxic workplace, how the FBI utilized hackers to invade the privacy of employees, to read their private messages to their Ukrainian wife, and essentially target them and in their workplace, and then to target their bank accounts, to target their future income, to make it so they can't find employment. All for why? For doing the right thing and speaking out against something that was absolutely terrible, which was what? Inflating the domestic terrorist watch list. And then what happens after that? Well, a website called Targeted Justice talks about it. It talks about how there's subcategories on this terrorist watch list where they shoot this type of shit at you all day long, 24 hours a day, to try to do what? To try to manufacture crime, murder, suicide, all the worst statistics in communities. So that's just really what's happening, and it's just being allowed to continue. And obviously YouTube and Google are a part of this. They demote my content every single time. They change my thumbnail to make it look stupid. Even if I edit the thumbnail, they'll leave the thumbnail that there was. And so that's wrong. They'll show my videos with 0 views. My server connection will drop the second I'm trying to comment back to somebody. It'll take like 5 hours to upload a 10-minute video, and then it'll show that it's got 0 views for the last 5 hours. And you know that woman that was at the Targeted Justice Action, Targeted Justice Action 2024, she had a giant following on YouTube, and they just completely took her channel down. So the corruption of these giant tech companies when it comes to this is ridiculous. And you hear how strong I'm getting hit in the brain right now with this brain state manipulation. It's a constant, like, vibrating hum. And that's the same thing that would happen on my tech center radios when I hold them over my head. So this is 100% proof of transcranial manipulation, stimulation, and brain rape. This is all illegal. This is a continuation of MK Ultra. So what they're doing is they're manipulating my brain state, pulsing in charges of electricity that mess with the natural charges of my brain. Okay, so you got a plus or minus 70 millivolt charge happening in the neurons in your brain in most instances. When they're pulsing in these disgusting values, carefully modulated, that's been researched behind the scenes at Walter Reed Institute of Army Research and Technology and various other places that know what the hell they're doing. It's fucked up that this is now being used on American citizens. Why is this happening? Well, there's no audits. They're lying and lying and lying and lying about it. The United States justice system is covering this up. There's absolutely no separation of powers. So this place is 100% corrupt. And if you try to report this corruption, they'll target you even worse. So that's all I've got for today, everybody.